Today's video is going to answer one age-old question. Between shea butter and cocoa butter, which one is better? Stay tuned to find out. Both shea butter and cocoa butter are made from plant-based fats from trees that grow mostly in West Africa. Now, they are so amazing and so good for your skin that most lotions and creams that you'll find anywhere contain either or both of them. They are really fantastic. Because of their high concentration in fatty acids, they are very, very moisturizing, both of them in different ways. And I will show this to you just in a few minutes. On the other hand, one more thing that makes them really, really similar in certain ways is that they're full of vitamins like vitamin E and vitamin D that are good for the skin. Despite the fact that both of them are found in most lotions and creams, we still prefer to use these ones which are in their most natural state, because some of these creams and lotions not only contain shea butter and cocoa butter, but also they contain fragrances and other chemicals which are not really good for our bodies. Some of them have the potential to bring about hormonal imbalances. They are carcinogenic. You know, they just have some nasty things that you don't want in your body. So we highly and always use, even in our family, we prefer to use these ones because they are in their most natural state. Now, let me show you exactly how they work and explain to you the differences. And if you'd like to know where to find this, of course, you know I'll put a link in the description below. So just come closer and let me show you. Let's start with this amazing Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter. We don't have cocoa butter in its purest form, but this is the next best thing. One thing that is so amazing about cocoa butter is that it is very easy to spread, especially this Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter. Let me just show you. I have two types of Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter that we like to use. I have the cream and I have the lotion. Can you see? That is how it moisturizes the skin. You can already tell that the skin is very hydrated, not as dry as this part. And that's one really good thing about the Queen Elizabeth cream. And I like to use this for my hands, especially after I have done a lot of housework. You know, as moms, we like to do a lot of housework, and this works so well. Now, the lotion is great for applying over my body because it's a bit of a lighter consistency. This one is very thick and creamy, but this one is light and easy to spread. Another great thing about this cocoa butter is that it is rich in phytochemicals, which improve blood flow to the skin, and then they slow down aging. Like, if you don't want your hands to look like they are 10 years older than your face, I highly suggest that you use this Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter, especially at night when you're going to sleep after you have done all your housework. You have washed your hands like a million times thanks to COVID, and you have drained all the nice moisture from your skin. Now, when you apply a thick covering of this Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter, it's going to really hydrate your skin as you sleep, and also your feet, because it is so hydrating. Another thing is that it protects against sun damage. It is so thick. That's one good thing about not just this cocoa butter, but any cocoa butter in its most purest and nearest to original form like this one. It will protect you from sun damage. It's also great for stretch marks. In fact, I discovered this cocoa butter when I was pregnant, because we have 4 kids. The eldest is 6, but you also have a set of twins. So you can imagine how humongous my belly was when I was pregnant with twins. But this Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter has really helped to reduce those stretch marks. And as I used it when I was pregnant, it actually helped me to develop fewer stretch marks. And over time, those stretch marks are fading and fading. This is really, really good for pregnancy. And its shelf life is about 5 years. Generally, the shelf life for cocoa butter is 5 years. So those are some of the properties about Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter, or cocoa butter in its purest and nearest to pure form like this one. Those are some of the great things about it. Now let me show you the shea butter and you can see where the differences are. So now let's go to this pure organic raw shea butter or shea butter, depending on where you come from. Now this is in its purest form. This is the way it comes, and as you can see, it's a bit hard. It's not creamy like the Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter, although it's not that hard. At room temperature, it's easy. It's easier to apply, and sometimes when we have tried to use it for our kids, as much as it's easier to apply, it's still not that fast. It still takes a lot of rubbing your hands together because it's, you know, it, like as you can see, it's in solid form. So before I show you what we do, let me just show you how moisturizing it is, because it is very moisturizing also to the skin. That's something that both oils have in common. And then can you see the sheen? It does leave a bit of a sheen, but over time, this is so amazing. Over time, this oil gets absorbed into the skin. One thing about it is that it easily goes through the pores of your skin and it does not clog pores. So over time, you'll just notice that it's not as shiny. It just goes into your skin. It's really good. And then it has anti-inflammatory properties. Can you see that? It has anti-inflammatory properties, which means that if you have any inflammation in your skin like eczema, this will help to heal it. And this has been so good for our family because our boys used to deal with eczema when they were younger, until we discovered this pure raw organic shea butter and we started applying to them, and now they rarely get flare-ups. And even when they do, it is much less severe and it disappears much more quickly because we apply this on them in the morning and in the evening, twice a day. Another fantastic property of this shea butter is that it has antioxidant properties, which is good for sunburn. Let's say you've gone to the beach and you've got sunburn. This is what you use. It's so good, and then it will reduce the redness or the swelling. So it's really nice. And then lastly, in this form, it can be used for both body and hair, as opposed to this cocoa butter, which is great for your skin, but you can't use it for your hair. But at the end of the day, this is really good for your skin and your hair, but you do need to mix it with something, which is what we have done. I've actually done a video of how to make a fantastic body butter using this raw shea butter, and I'm going to link it just here. So what you do is you take this raw shea butter and then you mix it with any other oil. We prefer to use this coconut oil. This is another very pure coconut oil, and we like it because of its purity, and it mixes so well with the raw shea butter. And when we mix it, as you will see in that video that I will link here, this is the kind of body butter that you get. Now let me show you the difference between this one and this one. This one, when we apply on our kids' faces and just basically on their skin, where do I apply? I think I'm going to apply here. It dissolves so much easier because it has great coconut mixed in it. And if you want, you can even mix it with essential oils, which are good for the skin. I'm also going to put a link where you can get fantastic essential oils. And now it disappears so much faster into the skin. And you know, even coconut oil has its own amazing benefits. So basically, this is the body butter that we make using this organic raw shea butter. You can use it like this, but it's a bit hard to use. And if you don't have cocoa butter, you can also use something like baby massage oil, which we also used in that video, and any oil that is a bit more liquid, like this one. It shakes a bit. So any oil that's a bit more liquid, if you mix with this organic raw shea butter, then it's going to be really easier to apply. So those are the benefits of this organic raw shea butter as opposed to the benefits of the cocoa butter. So now the question is, which one do I prefer and why? Is it shea butter or cocoa butter? Now here is my other question. Which one do I prefer for what? Which one is better for whom? according to my research and according to how we use it, this one works very, very well when you're dealing with dry skin and especially skin that has eczema. Shea butter is amazing for it's amazing for shea butter. Shea butter is amazing for eczema or people who struggle with skin conditions because it does not clog pores, as I said, and also it has those anti-inflammatory properties. So it's been really good for our kids, and it's the only thing we used to apply to our kids' faces and even to their scalps, like my daughter. And we make this body butter, and we just highly, highly prefer to use shea butter for our kids. Now, when it comes to cocoa butter, we prefer to use this for ourselves because it's really good, and those anti-aging properties, because we're not getting any younger. And then it's really good for our hands, especially me, because I do a lot of housework, I do a lot of cleaning. So when I'm going to bed, I prefer to apply this on my hands and also on my feet because of the walking. It really softens the soles of my feet. So basically, it depends on what you want to use it for. Now, another question is, can you interchange them? The answer is no. You actually need to have both depending on which situation you're in. If you have kids, this will not be so great for them, but this will be fantastic for them. And if you are a parent and a grown-up and you're looking for those anti-aging properties, you're not really going to find them with the shea butter, but you will get them with the Queen Elizabeth cocoa butter. So they're really not interchangeable, but they work very, very well together. And the other point that I would like to insist is, make sure when you're buying these things that you get the original one. Make sure you get one from a trusted source. And I am going to put a link in the description below of where you can get it, and a place where I know for a fact that they get the original stuff straight from West Africa. Enjoy your cocoa butter and your shea butter when you do get them, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.